Hey guys, in this video I want to share my experience of creating an art piece to donate to the Stray Rescue of St. Louis. Each year they have a fundraising art show and auction, and last year was my first time to donate and attend. It was a lot of fun. They send the artist the story of an animal that they've rescued to help inspire the art that we create. Last year I received the story of Annie, a dog taken in from Louisiana when their shelter was maxed out after a hurricane. I drew Annie on the Louisiana Bayou with the St. Louis Arch in the distance with the sun shining behind it. I challenged myself with this piece, spending over 30 hours adding in all the extra little details. This year, I received the story of a dog named Gesture. She was hit by a car and rescued by a deaf woman who could only gesture to the stray rescue workers until a translator arrived. I didn't have as much time this year, so I decided to try out a minimalist look for this piece. I also sped things up by taking pictures of my husband's hands. I had him spell out a D, an O, and a G in sign language to represent Gesture's rescue story. And here's the finished piece. I like how it turned out. I thought it was pretty good for my first minimalist attempt. Last year, I had my piece printed on a nice matte print from Walgreens and had it framed. This year, I thought I'd try out having it printed on a wood panel. The first one turned out horribly pixelated, and the colors were all wrong, and it looked very, very orange. But Walgreens has this awesome 100% satisfaction guaranteed policy, so I was able to return it. The next time it printed clear, but it was still not the right colors. And I awkwardly stood there for like 5 minutes trying to decide if I should keep it or not. And the worker was so nice though, and I felt bad to return it, and Anthony said it looked good, so I kept it. Now, this picture doesn't show it very well. It's not quite as bad as it looks here, but you get the idea of how the colors turned out very different from what I drew and intended. Anthony and a couple friends all assured me that it was fine and it looked good. One friend even said that they preferred this one to the original because there was a greater contrast between the colors. But I still kept it out on my shelf for a couple days to stare at it to decide for myself if it would be good enough. And once I got over my perfectionism, of like, okay, this is not what I intended it to look like. These are not the colors that I chose, but you know, once I could push that out of my mind, I realized, okay, this is fine. And so I took it with the forms to donate it. A month later, and it was time for the art show. Keep watching to check out my experience of going to the Stray Rescue of St. Louis's art auction fundraising event, Urban Wanderers 2019.